Hey guys, it's Sunday and I'm betting you didn't expect to see me. I know it's still guest week, but my guest was actually detained. He tried to achieve immortality and ended up failing to defeat the necromancer and has been doomed to live eternity trapped in the river Styx. I'm just kidding, guys. That's not true. He actually had a case of explosive diarrhea, so he couldn't film. I'm going to talk a little bit about overthinking. And the power of the mind. When I was in school, I was a psych major working on a psychology degree, and I remember I was very adamant about thinking that overthinking is a non-term. It doesn't exist. The brain is infinite and so fantastically big that it can think about anything. It can function more than we allow it to, and we create our own limits with our brain. But I've been reading up on I guess there's a new term called Twitterization, which is in essence overflow of information. There's a region in the brain that it specifically affects. It's called the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, and it's a region right behind the forehead, and it helps moderate decision making and controls emotions. Basically what happens is when you start to take in information by reading and learning about things, that region of the brain starts to work. There is a point when you are flooded with too much information that it shuts off, almost like a light switch, where when you bring in too much information, it flips off, and you start to make poor decisions based on emotion. You lose control of your emotions, and therefore start to become paralyzed from making decisions. It's harder for you to tap into what core information is needed, and you start paying attention to things that aren't necessary. I've talked in earlier videos about defining and accepting truths about ourselves, and I started to wonder if this information overload that we're taking in can start to inhibit how we think about ourselves. We've all had times where we've judged ourselves by bringing information, external information, instead of just using core, important, internal information from ourselves. I think we can get distracted from information overload, from the media, the internet, the TV, tabloids, magazines, fashion, from our friends, from our family, from the people that we're trying to impress, from our employers, on what we need to look like, how we need to act, how we need to live our lives. We lose sight of making our own decisions about ourselves because we're too busy overthinking who we should be. And it's not something that's easy to overcome, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think you overthink what people expect of you? If you do think you're a victim of that, what kind of things has made it affect you? What's made you more susceptible to taking that in? Yeah. That's all I got for today.